All right, today we're stepping onto a whole new battlefield. It's a place where cyber warfare is getting, well, supercharged by artificial intelligence. We're going to track the discovery of a brand new AI-powered attack tool, and we'll follow the digital breadcrumbs that just might lead all the way to a state-sponsored actor. Now, before we jump in, just so you know, everything we're about to cover comes directly from a really deep investigation published by the security researchers over at Team Simru. They're the ones who did all the digital detective work, and we're here to break down what they found.
You know, it's a question that feels like it's straight out of science fiction, but it's quickly becoming our reality. The very same technology that's designed to help us is now being twisted and forged into a new generation of offensive cyber weapons. So let's take a look at what that actually looks like. So our story really kicks off with the discovery of this new open source tool. And right away, it was clear this was more than just some hobbyist's weekend project. Researchers started finding evidence that suggested it could be linked to a pretty sophisticated state actor. Every good investigation has to start somewhere, right? For this one, it was a single clue, an IP address, 212.11.64.250, which was flagged by Amazon's cyber threat intelligence team. This one address was the thread that the researchers at Team Simru started to pull on. And when they pulled that thread, it led them straight here. A quick scan of the server at that IP address found an open port with a banner that was basically advertising its name out in the open. CyberStrikeAI. Just like that, this mysterious new threat had a name.
Okay, so we have a name. The next question is pretty obvious. What exactly is CyberStrikeAI? Let's peel back the layers and look inside this offensive toolkit.
So according to its own documentation, CyberStrikeAI is an AI-powered security platform, and it's built in the Go language. It calls itself a security orchestration engine. The best way to think about that is like a conductor for a cyber attack, coordinating all the different instruments to work together. And it comes packed with tools for penetration testing, which is basically just a fancy term for launching simulated attacks to find and exploit weaknesses. And just look at the tool's own dashboard here. This isn't some clunky, complex command line tool that only a genius could use. It's clean, it's user-friendly, it's clearly designed to make launching some really sophisticated attacks surprisingly simple, all from one central control panel.
Now, a tool this polished raises a huge question. Who built it? The trail didn't lead to some shadowy organization or a big team. Instead, it pointed to a single developer profile on GitHub, a user going by the name Ed10NZ. And when you look at Ed10Z's other projects, a very clear picture starts to form. You've got tools like PrivHunter AI, which is designed for privilege escalation. That's gaining higher-level admin access inside a network, and InfiltrateX for breaking into virtual machines. This shows a clear pattern, a real focus on building offensive weapons, not just defensive tools. But here, this is where the trail gets really interesting. Researchers found that Ed10Z posted CyberStrikeAI to a project that's run by a group called KnownSec 404. Now, this isn't just some random online forum. KnownSec is a private Chinese security company that is widely identified as a contractor for China's state intelligence services. This is a massive link in the chain. So just how strong is this case for a state-sponsored connection? Well, when you start laying out the digital breadcrumbs, the timeline, the server locations, they begin to tell a very, very compelling story. Let's just walk through the timeline of events. It starts on November 8th, 2025, with the first bit of code being committed to GitHub. Then, on January 5th, 2026, the developer announces they've won an award from the CNNVD. That's China's National Vulnerability Database, and it's operated under the Ministry of State Security, the MSS. And right after that, things take off. From late January to late February, researchers saw the tool being actively used from 21 different IP addresses. So, where was all this activity coming from? Well, take a look at this chart. It shows the locations of the servers running CyberStrikeAI. That highest bar, by a long shot, is China, with 9 active servers. And when you add in the servers in nearby places like Singapore and Hong Kong, the infrastructure footprint points overwhelmingly toward an operator based in that part of the world. And here are the digital fingerprints they left behind. This table shows what we call indicators of compromise, or IOCs. We see IPs like 106.52.47.65 on a Tencent network in China, and another one, 115.120.233.95 on a Wei cloud network. This is the hard, direct technical evidence that links the tool to the infrastructure being used.
But, maybe the most telling clue of all is what the developer tried to erase. The researchers noticed that Ed10Z later went back and deleted that reference to winning the award from the CNN CVD. An action like that really suggests a deliberate attempt to cover their tracks, to hide a relationship with an organization that's directly linked to China's Ministry of State Security. It just strengthens the argument that this was way more than just some independent project.
So, what's the big picture here? What does this all mean? The discovery of CyberStrike AI isn't just about one single tool. It's about a fundamental shift in the entire landscape of cybersecurity.
So, what's the real takeaway? We are witnessing the dawn of accessible, powerful, and AI-driven attack platforms. This whole suite of tools from this one developer represents a major shift toward automating incredibly complex cyber attacks, which makes them way easier to deploy on a massive scale.
And that leaves us with a really critical question for the future. As tools like this become more common and even more sophisticated, the people defending our networks are going to be facing off against AI-driven adversaries. How is that going to change the speed, the scale, and the very nature of cyber conflict? The game is changing, and we are just now starting to see the new rules.
If you found this breakdown helpful, please subscribe and like to support our channel. It's a great help for us to continue making these explainers.